There we go. All right, welcome back to another episode of Cardinal Craze. Today on the show we have Bradley Mann out of Jacksonville, Florida. Bradley, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing all right, just enjoying this morning weather. So, Bradley, you are, let's see, you are 4 days, no, 3 days away from committing, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you actually have a good amount of offers, and you just had a new offer come in from Maryland. And looks like we got Clinton hitting us up with Go Cards. L's up.
Yes, sir.
All right, so Bradley, just to kind of kick things off, you are an offensive line recruit for the 2022 class, and you actually have already been on your official visit about 2 weeks back, and you were with a lot of the Louisville recruits. Let's kind of dive into that and talk about how that went. So, tell me, what was your experience like going on your official visit?
I mean, it was great. I had a great time. I've been to Louisville before. I went when I was a little kid, but it's a lot different going up and checking out the campus and the facilities. It was unbelievable. I had a great time. So yes, too.
Well, I'm glad you had a great time at your visit, and I'm glad you actually been to Louisville prior. Not a lot of commits have actually said, I've been up there before, but not as a recruit or on football. So let me ask you, what is your relationship like with Coach McNell?
Coach McNally, he's a great guy. He's a good coach. We talk almost every day. But yeah, he's just a great guy. He's hilarious. He's probably one of the funniest guys I've ever met. But yeah, he's a great guy with a great personality.
Well, that's great to hear that he has a great personality. He's really funny, and you guys connect really well. So, how do you guys spend your time when you talk? Does he like to play in Madden? Does he talk about how he wants to use you on offense, or does he just try to relate to you on a personal level?
It's a little he's up in he's up north right now on a vacation with his family. So, we're talking about that. But he also likes to relate with you. He's a good guy. Say how I fit in the system and the outside zones. Yes, sir.
Well, that's great to hear. Now, you actually, when you went on your visit, you were with Caleb Johnson, Popeye Williams, and Xavion as well. So you've actually been able to meet several of the commits already, and you do talk to them occasionally, correct?
Yes, sir. I talked to a couple of them. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, that's great to hear. So let's dive into the official visit. What was one thing that stood out on your official visit that you can tell us about that was really just kind of mind blowing for you?
I mean, pretty much everything. It was just, I don't know, just kind of like that feeling you're walking out of the tunnel. We walked out the tunnel and, just like a great feeling. I don't know, just, it was awesome. Going in the stadium and it was just crazy. I loved it, seriously.
Well, I'm glad you loved it. Was there music just blasting everywhere as you went through the tunnel?
Yeah, it was sweet. It was super cool. Then, all the coaches lined up. I'm not really sure what it's called, but, you have that, where you walk out, there's, that kind of garage area, and, you have, where you walk out. All the coaches were lined up clapping. It was pretty sweet. So, yes, too.
Well, that's awesome. Now, with 15 different offers, you have a host of schools trying to recruit you. And, so looks like we actually have a question from Clinton, and it says, what song would you want to be played when you walk out?
Oh, gosh. That's
Are you a big Lil Baby fan or Da Baby, or are you more like hard rock or something like that?
I'm more of a rap guy myself, but I also listen to some chill stuff. But oh god, a song that gets me hyped has to be "Dreams and Nightmares." So there we go.
Okay, well, definitely that. Well, there you go, Clinton. That answers it for you. So let's talk about when you actually met Scott Satterfield and what that experience was like. Now, from your perception, how would you describe meeting him and hanging out with him? Because as you told me off camera, you actually were able to hang out with him basically your entire visit.
No, Coach Sat, he's a great guy. He's like a head coach. You feel like you can just talk to. It's not oh my gosh, the head coach. You got to be super. I don't really know, but he's just a guy he's very personable. I feel like you can talk to him, and he's also very funny. But he knows how to get the job done. So yes, sir.
Well, I'm glad that he knows how to get the job done. And you actually told me that one of the things you all did was you went bowling, and you, well, one thing I wanted to ask was, from your perception, was he very competitive while he was bowling, or what? From from your perception, what was it like? Was it a fun atmosphere? Or was it very intense, serious? The game's on the line, and you got to win this.
It was a little bit of fun atmosphere, but like they got competitive, like him, Coach Dean, they all got into it bowling. So yes, sir.
Well, that's great to hear. Did you eat at any specific restaurants while you're at Louisville? Anything that may have stood out to you?
I don't remember what it's called, but it's on 4th Street. That's where we went bowling. It's like a bowling kind of. I'm not really sure what it's called, but we went there, and that was pretty sweet. That was really, really good. And, there's a
Well,
lot of us, so we kind of ate more at the facilities. So yes, sir.
okay. Well, that's great to hear, and I'll definitely try and look up where that is, especially bowling and food. That sounds pretty awesome.
So sweet.
So, you actually have just gotten an offer from Maryland, and is this going to change your commitment date on Sunday, or are you going to go through with the commitment and just see what happens?
I'm sticking on Sunday. I'm doing it on my local news station at 6 o'clock. That's like, I don't know, that's pretty sweet to me. I've always wanted to do that as like a kid, so I'm gonna stick to that. So I'm just gonna, and what happens here. So.
Well, that's really awesome. I'm glad to hear that you're actually fulfilling maybe a childhood dream of going on your local news station and being able to announce your commitment to everyone in your Jacksonville area.
Yes,
So
sir.
you have 15 different offers, and you have several Power Fives coming after you: Maryland, Louisville, Pitt, Virginia Tech, and Wake. Now, and there's a couple others we might be skipping over, which I cannot think of off the top of my head, and I'm sorry
All
ahead of
good,
time for
man.
that. So one of the things I did want to ask was, if you do come to the University of Louisville, what degree would you want to pursue?
I'm thinking about pursuing business and like kind of the business marketing side and sports marketing. So yes, sir.
Okay, and that's terrific, and I'm glad that you want to pursue business and kind of the marketing side. And Louisville is a great business school. So I did want to ask your opinion on the name, image, and likeness. You're actually the first recruit I'm actually asking about that. Now, does that make a big impact on where you want to go? Is making sure that the school is going to be able to help you build a brand, or being able to help you pursue a possible endorsement down the way?
It was really neat at when I was there at Louisville. They went into it. They had like a presentation set up, and that's pretty neat and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, that's kind of cool to have a sponsorship, but that doesn't really play a big part in like where I want to go to school. But it's always like kind of cool. Like, I know you see, like, I just had a friend of mine. He's like now a Barstool athlete, and that's like pretty dang sweet to me. So yes, sir.
All right. Well, I'm glad that somewhat does affect where you want to go, but not necessarily is the main focus. All right. Well, uh, Brad, Bradley, thank you so much for coming on Cardinal Craze and giving us a little insight into what's going on and how your visit went and how your overall feeling is towards the Louisville staff. And we'll definitely be anticipating uh, you going on your local news station on Sunday. We'll all be on edge looking to see what happens and how that winds up. But for the most part, Bradley, I'm going to sign off and we'll talk after this. But Card Nation, thanks so much for tuning in for another episode of Cardinal Craze. Be sure to follow Bradley on social media, either Twitter, Instagram. We'll be posting that in the link here momentarily. But for the most part, go Cards.